folks. Welcome to the Carlos Digital Show for February 12th, 2020. Are you excited? If you aren't, where have you been? Because you should be. We got teaser number 2 for Zack Snyder's Justice League today, and it was glorious. Just as good, maybe even better than teaser 1. The reception, incredible. The hashtag, trending. The excitement, rising. We are looking at something great here, guys. I am ecstatic at what we are seeing out here. It's crazy. The interaction, the level of excitement that we're starting to see, and the detail that we are seeing in these teasers, the quality is what we've been expecting. I am almost a connoisseur at this point of enjoyment for Zack Snyder things, and I am telling you, I am tasting something very special coming up. I think this is the jam. I think we're gonna get an amazing movie, and these trailers are they're teaser trailers. We're seeing basically 30 seconds, and by the time we get to the trailer, we'll probably have a total of 4 minutes of this movie, and it's looking incredible. So this is something very, very unique. The position that we're in today, for a couple of different reasons. I'll touch up on that a little bit later. But let's talk about the trailer and how it was presented. Trailer came out about let's say 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. Zack Snyder in his Twitter account and his Vero account, he gives the teaser. Teaser is at the moment easily 150,000 views. We need about 1 million more to beat yesterday's total. We'll see if that happens. But regardless, this is a very much in the same format that we saw the previous one. Same music is ramp up music from Junkie XL. We see a couple different things. We see an original look or an earlier shot from the Justice League getting off the Flying Fox. We see a very, very nice and detailed look at Darkseid, at Granny Goodness, the Sod. We are looking at Batman in action, The Flash, and some stuff that I don't even know how to describe in just a few seconds. So it's a lot to think about. I don't know everything that's happening, but I do know that there's one main conclusion from all this. Number one is, to anyone that ever said or suggested or assumed that, this is the same movie, it really isn't. This is over. It took 30 seconds to basically shut that down, and to turn the narrative upside down. This is not the same. It doesn't look the same. The screen, even the shots that are the same, they don't look the same. We have like this, plethora of characters that were not in the movie. Like I mentioned before, Granny Goodness, that was a huge surprise. Even the looks, some scenes, it looks different. The scene where Batman is fighting the parademons, the laser shots and the red and the combination of the reds and the blacks is different. They did something different here, and it's there is just no way that this can be considered the same. And I will not be watching the theatrical cut ever again. I only saw it once in the theaters, and out of respect for Zack Snyder and his family, I will never watch it again unless I do a mocking commentary track. But the bottom line is, this is completely different. This is not looking like the same movie at all, so we can just put that behind us. We're receiving a brand new movie, a brand new Zack Snyder movie for 4 hours. This is brilliant. It's incredible. We are seeing some really nice shots of what seems to be the nightmare scene with the Darkseid logo in the ground, and some really nice sunlight kind of shots. CGI is very difficult to pull off with direct sunlight, and somehow this guy Zack Snyder is doing you know perfect sunlight shots. Where everything looks very very sharp, even with like the it's difficult for me to explain this because I'm not like an expert on CGI and VFX, but from my understanding, the reflections of light, of sunlight, are very difficult to pull off when it comes to CGI in 3D modeling environments. But somehow here they're doing it, and this is looking sharp. So you know, they put a lot of work here. Like never mind the additional photography that was done for this. The VFX, these guys had to have put some serious work here to get this done. So, big clap for the VFX teams who seem to be on top of their game here. So very glad that we are seeing that. So it's the trailer itself, perhaps I hope, or I may be understanding that the trailer will build off of these teaser trailers. Maybe the music will be the same. I don't know, but what we've seen so far is enough for me to say, bravo. This is exactly what we were fighting for and what we were looking for. So very, very exciting. Some highlights here, obviously, the dark side, full dark side, not Ux's or Ux's, I don't know how to say it, but the full New Gods of Apocalypse reveal, where you see the Zod, who we've seen before. Now we see Darkseid as Darkseid in Granny Goodness, which was a major shocking surprise. Most people were not sure who the character was. I mean, to me, the second I saw it, I felt it's got to be Granny Goodness. And then Zack Snyder confirmed it on Vero later on during the day. So it's the mystery now is who is playing Granny Goodness. That part left for a lot of speculation. The first person I thought of when I saw the trailer was that looks to me like Tig Notaro. I hope I pronounced the name right. Who also has been working with Zack Snyder on Army of the Dead. She came in and did some work in the film to help Zack finish it. So there's a connection there, and that's the first person I thought of. So other people thought it could have been Judy Dench, or other people not so sure. We haven't heard anything. We don't know anything. I've heard lots of theories. I heard John Cleese could have been the guy as well. That one was one back in the day where it was rumored that he could have had that role, but not 100% sure at this point if that was just a rumor or there was an actual source mentioning that. But there is that picture with him putting on some lipstick and the Justice League books in the background. I don't know. Would be cool to see if that is the case. Just expect anything at this point, really. So yeah, the film is looking great. A lot of surprises, a lot of great looks. Very, very exciting to see where this is all going. This is, like I said, this is a completely different film. Um, One of the good things about being part of this fandom is the fact that you can interact with Zack Snyder from time to time, and he has taken the task of promoting this film through the fans. So this is a new approach to things, in which a Hollywood director is not worrying so or exclusively worrying about the press tour, especially in COVID times, but he's actually interacting with fans, and that's one of the things that we love about him and why we think he's great. He is a person that's humble enough to spend some time with the fans and just give his thoughts. So big ups to him. He had an interview earlier today with our good friend Maximiliano in Italy for the iMinutemen interview with Zack Snyder, which was released today. I will put the link to that interview in my post. He revealed some pretty interesting things amongst a potential IMAX release for the Zack Snyder's Justice League film, 4-hour film with a 10-minute intermission. I don't know if you guys are familiar with intermissions, but I've seen a movie with an intermission in Europe, and it's quite the interesting experience. I prefer if the movies were done that way, where you can take a small break, go to a washroom, go to a concession stand, maybe even talk about what's happening so far with whomever you're going with. It gives you a little bit of breathing room, and for a long movie, this might be a good idea. So they're thinking of a 10-minute break with music by Junkie XL. So guys, I don't know if I would go to the washroom in those 10 minutes and miss out on all the junky goodness. But in any case, interesting. Like I mentioned in the episode before, I am very, very happy with HBO Max. I'm paying for HBO Max. I will watch this as many times as I can on HBO Max. But I wouldn't mind checking the film out in full IMAX glory as well, even if it's limited release, whatever it is. I will be there, guys. For those people who have been saying in the past, oh, the movie's the same thing as before, yeah, 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 yeah. It's not. It really isn't. I think I mentioned this before. These trailers, these teaser trailers, have put a narrative to sleep. Snyder cut, 4 hours long, different aspect ratio, better visual effects. The Joker, Steppenwolf, OG Steppenwolf, Darkseid, Granny Goodness, Black Suit Superman, Dan Jurgens, my boy. They're doing you right. This is different. A lot of reasons to be excited. Getting back to this interview, Zack says something very interesting. And I quote, "Look, as far as I know, Warner Brothers has no interest in continuing the story. But as I have already said, I did not imagine being where I am now, so anything is possible. Also, the movie suggests that there is a wide universe to explore." Boom! Microphone drop. This is a very interesting quote. He gave our friends here a very juicy quote where he reveals that Warner Brothers is not interested in continuing with this, but that there is interest and that you can never say never. There are possibilities out there for this to continue somehow. At least that's what I get from the quote. You have to understand one thing. It's very clear that Warner Brothers is not very behind this film, and there is animosity and a little bit of tension surrounding this movie. For some reason, I don't know, can't tell you exactly why. I can speculate why, but I can't say with certainty. But enough things have happened that it's kind of obvious at this point that Warner Brothers does not want this film to succeed, and that they, even though they've allowed for the release of this film, they are not looking at continuing with Zack Snyder with this film. And it's a massive mistake, in my opinion. It's not really very smart. I think it's very clear that the studio has been trying to suppress these films and this universe for some odd reason. Because what I'm seeing right now is a great deal of interest. What I'm seeing right now is hashtags trending daily for this film. What I am seeing is excitement and positive energy around this, where it kind of becomes clear that this is the path they should have gone all along. That a filmmaker with vision and quality is delivering something that customers want. So, what gives? Why wouldn't you go for the obvious path? Could be multiple reasons, but it seems that it's clear to me that Warner Brothers does not want to collaborate, even though they're in the same family, even though they share these properties together. They do not want this film to succeed. They are not cooperating in any way, even though their logo is in the film. The Warner Brothers related accounts are not helping promote this film at all. The BVS account is completely silent. It's retweeting Wonder Woman 84 project, like tweets for the project. There is no interest. They call it cul-de-sac. They try to counter and make it difficult. There is that idea that maybe the release date for the Godzilla versus Kong film was in conflict with the release date for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So there is no interest. But it seems to me also that if that is the case, then this film was released because somebody else in the family has a strong arm, and that is HBO Max. And HBO Max appears to be fully behind Zack Snyder. So in this quote, what I see is yes, perhaps there is no interest from Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers is not the only parent here. And HBO Max is another entity who believes in this and who is clearly smarter and more competent than Warner Brothers as a whole, because they understand this is what people actually are interested in and people want and they're passionate about, and that they can build something from this. So even though DC Films and Warner Brothers, they want to do their, their films. I'm sorry if I seem a bit offensive if I call them the cheap universe or the cheap verse. I am not as interested in that stuff as I am in this project. This project has built-in history, built-in interest, built-in marketing. This is the way they should have gone all along, and this is where the budget should be spent on. So even though Warner Bros. Does not want to go along with this and does not want to help the company as a whole, AT&T or Warner Media, succeed, and there seems to be sort of this sort of childish, what appears to be a feud between them, you have to understand, HBO Max made this happen, even though Warner Brothers did not want to. This is not something where Warner Brothers changed his mind along the way and said, nah, I'm not that interested. I just wanted to release this, just because people are asking for. This is silly. There is promise here. And Zack is starting to tell you there is a wide universe to expand and to look for here. When I hear him say this, I think back to 2000 and let's say 13, 14, when we start thinking about a shared universe for the DC universe. It may not be that anymore. It's now the Snyderverse, where we can talk about things that hopefully could have some future. Perhaps Wonder Woman 1854, a Joker project, a Batfleck series, a Batfleck movie, Deathstroke. Possibilities are endless, and Zack here drops a big one. He says, well, for a long time, we thought this couldn't happen. This film, the Zack Snyder Justice League, was not going to be a thing. We thought we were lost. I certainly was. I felt like we lost everything. I was depressed. I was shocked. I said, it's over. They made a left turn here and they messed this up. And look where we are today. So never say never. Obviously, the general idea from different accounts, even the DC Comics account, saying that Joker's coming back for a last laugh. Like, the idea is that sort of there isn't something planned for the future by Warner Brothers, at least. Now, Casey Blois, he mentioned the other day, I believe, in a Variety article where they asked him about the sequel for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he says, well, I have no news for you today. So what's happening here? Is the Snyderverse continuing? There's no official plans now, but it's clear that this is something that consumers want, and they're going to fight for it. If you saw a fight, or let's not call it a fight, an effort, a passionate effort from people to see this, you better believe that this is what's going to happen. And when you invest $70 million in Zack Snyder's Justice League, you may also be thinking of the future and what can come after and how you can keep those customers subscribed to HBO Max. If they come to you because you built this, you can keep them if you give them more of it. So you see, I think that this quote by Zack Snyder is hinting at something already, that there is perhaps nothing. It is my opinion that maybe there are discussions that have happened a long time ago as to where this could go. There's also a train of thought that says they're maybe waiting to see how well this performs before going for an extension or trying to maybe just do one sequel. I think this content is perfect for HBO Max. I think HBO Max is the future of the company. I love the theatrical experience. I really do. But reality is that the way things are moving is that this is the future of content distribution. And it just happens to be that Zack Snyder and his films are aligned with this with the system or where this trend that the company is going. AT&T did not buy Time Warner, now Warner Media, just because they wanted to do theatrical distribution. They are interested in other things, and they're interested in using those IPs to deliver this content to people through their own physical infrastructure. So you see, this is the way it's going. I can't really tell you why things are the way they are specifically, why Warner Media allows the behavior that's coming from Warner Brothers. I don't understand, but Warner Bros. At this point, for many different reasons, Ray Fisher being one of them, but also the treatment of Zack Snyder's Justice League, it puts you to question, it makes you question, I'm sorry, why? Why is something so good, so detailed, of such high quality, why was it suppressed? Why was it stopped? Why was it chopped up? This was a massive mistake. And I know that the release of this film and this discussion I'm having with you right now is what they're afraid of. They know that we know that this was better. They know that this could blow up. They know that there could be internal discussions as to why there isn't more investment in this, and that affects them in some way or another. I have no problem with multiple projects. I have no problem with multiverse. I have no problem with any of that. But this is the ticket. This is the franchise that they should have been pushing all along. People can turn around and people can be excited. Positivity is a thing now. The haters are drowning in the positive comments. The haters cannot basically sustain this. We won, and we can ask for more, and we will get more. I'm saying it right now. Nobody is dumb enough to let something like this go. Yeah, you think basically people are gonna go crazy for, I don't know, some side character that has never been built up and done under a cheap budget with the guys that made, I don't know, Meet the Spartans? No. People want this. And any smart businessman, any competent entity such as HBOMax is going to send this to the next level. And I think we're going to get to the next level, guys. So with that being said, that's all I got for today. Keep thinking about this film. We will look at the next teaser trailer. We're going to be excited. Who knows what else we're going to see? Probably going to have a heart attack. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully there's more zacktivations and more details. And as they become available, I will talk about them with you. Thank you for joining me, and until next time.